I'm ready. Woo. What's up, Tina? Let us in. Uh-oh, knocking at the door. Let us in. Wait, how come my hair is... Oh, because of my hat. Yeah, I'm good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Happy New Year. It's Tuesday, y'all. And sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step in your life. Well, tiptoe if you must, but take the step. You know, sometimes I always tell you, if you're scared, what? Do it scared. May God bless you this Tuesday morning, and may he keep you lifted, encouraged, and most of all blessed. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm super excited to be posted in the studio with the entire brunch bunch. Let's... Y'all's claps didn't let me say let's. Marcel's out doing what he does, and that is he's always in action. We got a great show for you today. You know it's Tuesday, so it's Tell Me Something Good Tuesday, and it's Community Chatter with Wynona Redmond. She always brings the best guests with the best information. Right now, we are in an information-seeking mode because there's so many things going on. I mean, planes are crashing like I've never seen before. When I tell you, Sally was absolutely piloting that last plane from Toronto. We're going to talk all about it. Don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390. What's up, Christy?
Action Jackson, life can throw you a lot of curveballs. Sometimes these life events can seriously hurt your credit score. A bad credit score can stop you from buying that home, a car, or starting a business. Well,
people tell them to
you,
stop taking
the
them.
professionals at Wealthy Intentions are great at credit repair. They can help you address all those inaccurate, unverified, or unfair negative items on your credit report. It just takes one phone call and you'll walk away with a free credit analysis and a game plan.
No, I agree with you. I don't think it's DEI necessarily because I think it's targeted.
I think it's targeted too. Like this is actually out of a movie.
319-3319.
It was in the snow too.
What the heck?
In a crash and need some cash?
In a crash?
Just call Flanagan's Injury Law Group.
I mean, of course, the wings blew off.
Or visit our website.
How did nobody?
No, let me see. That was God.
Yeah, it blew up.
Eventually, the whole plane blew up?
No, I'm just saying, like, when it came down, like, in this video, you could see it, like, all the flames that go up. Nobody got hurt. It's crazy. Or injured. Nobody died.
What the heck
I
happened?
remember that. I think it's just slippery.
How you playing this? I remember that.
What?
I thought it was
Which one?
From Malaysia, and I looked for it. That was flight 342. I remember it so well. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
The government knows who that is. The government knows who it is.
They hacked Trump too.
They had to have known that.
Well, who's the president? Who's the president? No, President Musk. President Musk of the world.
He's got the money to be president of the world.
Yeah, but I mean, there are a lot of people in office that are not. Yes, I'm ready to talk. A lot of people in office that are not like mega rich like that, but they have the spirit and the heart of what public service is about. Public service is about the public. Hey, DJ B-Lo. Oh, Tina, thank you.
He's trying to buy ChatGPT down.
They no, but so he put $40 billion into his own AI.
Oh, the AI on Twitter. That AI is better than ChatGPT.
Order Queez today.
Go to bequeeze.com and get your favorite fragrance today. That's BEQUEESE.com. Bequeeze.com.
Black history, black history. You know the real history. Without black history, where would we be?
Well, you know what? I do have a history maker in Black history. Me. Let me tell you something. Just recently, I put out a lot of samples for the new men's cologne, right? And really, everybody is loving it. It's up online now, bequeeze.com. It's actually called Q. And definitely, if you want to smell different, if you want to have your own signature scent, you definitely want to go to beachqueast.com and get. Now, it's for men, but a lot of women are wearing it. Guess what? You said it's for who? It's for the women. No, when you put it on, it's for men, but then it's for the women, right? But this day in Black history, George Jackson, a revolutionary activist and author, became a symbol of resistance against systemic racism and mass incarceration. Well, while serving an indeterminate sentence for stealing $70 from a gas station at gunpoint in 1961, Jackson became involved in the Black Power movement, co-founded by the Black guerrilla family, and wrote Soledad Brother, a collection of letters highlighting racial injustice in the prison system. Well, Jackson's activism continues to inspire movements for prison reform and Black liberation. So we want to salute George Jackson for his contribution to Black history. Woo-hoo! Y'all, listen, if you out there making Black history, we want to know about it. We got, another week or two? Yeah, so we want to know about it. Go on our social medias, put who you want to highlight, what their accomplishment was, what their contribution was, and we will definitely highlight it. But in the meantime, keep it locked. It's Inspiration 1390. What'd you say?
I say nothing.
What's up? Just Jarrell. Oh, for real? It's a lie. He made a whole lot of babies. What's the growth and development movement? I figured it out now.
Talking about the BGS. Well, uncle out there too.
Who's your uncle?
I ain't gonna do all that.
Who is your uncle? Okay, do you want to talk about this? Okay, cool. Because I want to do both stories today.
So, you got 2 more minutes in this song. Yes,
no, Tina talking about child. I thought you was going to say George Jefferson. He was a very important figure in Black history, but not today's highlight, Tina. It's your crazy self. I love your hair like that. He should. Why? He was gay? George Jefferson? You talking about George Jefferson walk like this on Good Time? He was gay? No, I didn't know that. Did y'all know George Jefferson was gay? It's good to see you too. Oh, yes, these are the moments that give us relaxed reflection and good and the bad in current events. Because you need to stay informed. Who? Oh, I thought you meant his character, but the actor actually, I'm like, he had a double life. He was with Republican parts. I saw he said, what's up, Modi? I did not know he was gay, but irrespective, he was a trailblazer in Black film, Black TV. It is hard to believe, right? Nope. Or we didn't have the internet. They didn't get it published. Well, yeah, you're right. You got a great point. Okay, let's fade this out so we can make sure we have enough time. Hey, Makita. Thank you. Happy Tuesday to you too.
We're here to provide compassionate care and support for you and your loved ones.
I do not know.
I
do not know.
Their loved ones in a
What's up, Silva?
During your time of need, call Brian P.
Yes,
Pickett
this is true. You
at
made a very good point.
413-7774.
It's like a respite. Like you can just have fun, get your news, get your inspiration, and go on about the second half of your day. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Tina.
Churchview Supportive Living would like you to tour their beautiful housing community ahead of the
It's actually
holidays
not a bad
with
idea.
studios and
No, that's a
bedrooms,
good idea.
and 24
That's a great
hour
idea. A
care,
lot of countries
medication
are doing
finders,
that.
laundry and
That's all
housekeeping
the cheap
services,
stuff.
good restaurant-style meals daily,
Like all the
served in our
house things are
exclusive
expensive.
dining room, daily activities,
Yeah, but
and
if
much more.
the
Churchview Supportive
administration
Living is
makes
located
puts
at
a cap on the
2626
price,
West
that
63rd
still
Street.
allows
Schedule
the
your tour
purveyor
today.
to
Call 773
provide
471
good service and still make a
That's
profit,
773
then it's good
471
because that's what they're doing around the
4444. We
country.
hope
I mean,
to
around the
see you
world.
soon.
This
Call
country really needs to catch up with the rest of
I
it.
think just the minimum of
Churchview Supportive Living is an equal housing
limiting
opportunity.
purchase of sugary drinks
Tax
and
season
junk food,
doesn't
that's
have
just
to be
taken out.
stressful.
You know,
At
you can't get a
ELS
you
Pros
cannot
Tax
get
Office,
a
we've been delivering
iced
professional,
coffee at
reliable
McDonald's
service for over
in
20
Europe.
years.
I
Located
searched high
conveniently in
and
the
low.
Soul City
Too sugary.
corridor on Chicago
They won't
Avenue,
serve it.
we're
It's not
here
on
to
their
help you
menu.
get the maximum refund you deserve. And if
Yep.
you're outside
And
Chicago,
cereals,
no
they've
problem.
got
We
big
offer
signs
nationwide
all over
services to
Europe
meet your needs
that
wherever you are.
this
Call
particular
ELS
cereal is
Pros
banned.
Tax
That
Office
particular, they
today.
got a list of banned cereals. While you banning books, ban the cereals.
To
They got like
schedule
the
your
cigarette
appointment
warning
for
on them or
special
something.
pricing and an
No, the
This is
Surgeon
unhealthy.
General.
Yeah, this is unhealthy.
That's
No, they just
773
not to my
887
knowledge.
No, I was saying like
ELS
in,
Pros
like,
Tax
England, like,
Office. Trusted, experienced, and here to
It's
serve
not
you.
just
Hey
England.
guys, it's Tamara Fair.
It's not just England.
From the
It's
Brunch.
Italy.
Now, your
It's
home is not just
yes,
a place.
it's all over
It's a
Europe.
lifetime of memories, hard-earned and cherished. At Secure Home and Automation, they understand what it means to protect these memories. As a Brinks authorized dealer, they stand
Yep.
guard over a million
girl
homes
went
and
to-
businesses.
And real
ensuring
cocaine and
safety
Coca-Cola. So
24/7,
get out how you live. No, I'm
365
kidding.
days a year.
What's up, Yana?
Fire, carbon monoxide,
Yes, it
and
is.
medical emergencies. They will fulfill and even exceed
Is that the
all
difference of
industry
like
standards.
Mexican Coke
With
versus
secure
Hey, Modi, what's the
home
name of that place we
automation,
went to yesterday? I want to shout them out today.
security solutions. Round the clock peace of mind sounds good to me. Isn't
It was
that
real.
right?
It was real chicken.
So let's
Okay.
secure home
Simply-
I can rock with that. I can rock
Simply
with that.
Scott.
See, we like
safeguarding your home and preserving your peace.
Yeah,
So
let
go
me get
ahead and
chicken
call
nuggets.
866-447-3344. That's
You ready?
866-447-3344. Call
What was
today
it?
and make a wise
Text
choice
Modi and
to
ask her what that
secure
place
your
was we went to
tomorrow.
yesterday. I told
Secure
him I was
Home
gonna
and
shout them out today.
Automation. You've heard the name.
It's a
Now
great
experience
place
the
in
promise of
Waukegan.
ultimate safety that they bring to your home. Call Stacy Chauncey at 866-447-3344. Stacy Chauncey, 866-447-3344.
We're in the raw. It's Tamara Fair on the Brunch Bunch.
So, you know, sometimes when we go places and they don't treat us right, we absolutely shout it out so that you all don't fall into the same landmines that we did. But when we go places and they treat you more than right, we got to shout that out too. Yesterday we were in Waukegan and Modi literally just found a place for us to eat. She had no prior knowledge to it. When I tell you it was the most rewarding experience, it was called Simple Scots. It's in Waukegan downtown. And the owner was there. He talked when you walked in the door, he greeted you with the biggest, most friendly smile. And the food, he actually sat and talked to us about how he Lucky Scotties. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lucky Scotties. And it was named after his Scottish Terrier.
Owner named David.
Owner's name is
David.
David. And literally everything that he sells, he handpicked, made sure that it's the best quality. And that's what we're going to talk about, quality of food. So want to give a big shout out. If you're in the area, definitely want to go there. It's amazing. Now, let me tell you something that was not so amazing. Yesterday was President's Day, right?
Yes.
Thousands of people rallied against Trump in a nationwide, not my President's Day protest. So on President's Day, February 17th, yesterday, thousands of Americans participated in a not my President's Day protest across all 50 states, expressing opposition to President Donald Trump's administration and the influence of billionaire advisor Elon Musk. Many people are saying that they elected Donald Trump. They did not elect Elon Musk. However, he has picked up the title President Musk. Organized by the grassroots movement 50501, these demonstrators aim to challenge policies perceived as authoritarian and undemocratic. I don't know that they're off key with that. So nationwide demonstrations in Boston, approximately 1,000 protesters braved harsh temperatures to march through the city, chanting and carrying signs that conveyed dissatisfaction with the administration's administration's actions, including the bolstering of federal immigration enforcement. Similarly, in Houston, hundreds gathered at City Hall voicing concerns over Musk's role as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, and you might know it as Doji. It's just coincidental that it's named after the coin. Yep. Anyway, participants carried signs advocating for democracy and justice, highlighting the perceived anti-democratic stance on Trump's administration and the influence of the plutocracy. So, grassroots organizations and motivations. The 50501 movement, named to represent 50 protests, 50 states, one day originated anti-Trump online communities, has gained momentum through social media platforms. People are asleep on how powerful social media is. The protests were part of the No Kings campaign and marking their second nationwide protest in under 2 weeks. Demonstrators expressed concerns over threats to public education, LGBTQ rights, immigrations, women and minorities. They criticized Musk's oversight for the Department of Government Efficiency and disputed the administration's claims of having a public mandate. Well, activists call for more Democratic lawmakers to take action and emphasize the importance of participation and vigilance against potential fascism. A lot of people are saying that we are on the brink of fascism. And if we do not stop this, we reported last week that it only took Hitler 53 days to turn the Republic of Germany into a dictatorship. So we got to keep our fingers on the pulse. I am suggesting that we have a news budget, because the news right now is the biggest, the worst reality show on TV. I'm talking about the plane actually flipped over as it landed and burst into flames. Prayerfully, luckily, it was nothing but God that got all those souls off the plane. And we want to continue to pray for them, because that's something that you can't unlive. But like Justice said, he had blamed the first crash on DEI, right? No, this can't just be DEI, because we haven't had plane crashes in years, almost decades, right? And we've had some mishaps.
6 in the last
month.
Yeah,
not even a month.
6 plane crashes doesn't make sense. It's not adding up to me.
It's not adding up. When it don't add up and the math ain't mathing, get to the root cause. We'll be back in a moment. We want you to stay right here, because we got way more on this show. It's Inspiration 1390. Hey. What's up, Shamon? Me either. I got plenty of things to do, but I'm not doing it.
Take the bus. I'm good on the ground. Yeah, Greyhound stock about to go up.
Trains.
Everyone invested in Metro and Greyhound right now.
I want you to play just 1 minute of this so we can go into what's going on. I definitely will tell my daughter you said hello. Show some love. I know that. Gotta show people love. People who come show us love, we gotta show you love. 112 in the building. Well, virtually. It's your winning season, y'all. I know so many things are going on across the nation. Yes, the world is a hot mess. Oh, look at what Canada said. Canada was like, I'm not bowing down. We have been great neighbors for centuries, and now all of a sudden, don't play us. They was like, but don't play with us. Don't mistake the kindness for weakness. He was like, we will not kiss the ring.
If you or anyone you know is uninsured, underinsured, or you just need a free assessment.
First of all, Canada is if they take your beer away, every man in America.
You got no beer here in America.
It's in Canada.
No, come on, man. Drake's never. That is Kendrick in the U.S. Come on, man. This is the real Kendrick. This is the real.
See, hey Tony. See what I'm saying? See how that?
You need Vanguard Beauty.
Canada?
Hey, I wish they would. I wish they would.
Well, first they started reciprocating tariffs, right? Which is effective, which is very effective. But they got more in their arsenal, as does everyone else around the world have more in their arsenal. Thank you, sweetie pie. Appreciate you, Tony. You got real what? Okay. Y'all sleep on Canada.
I think they sleep on us.
Canada didn't start this, though.
Nah, but don't talk like that.
Jackson.
I'll tell you what's going on.
Okay. Hey, believers. Adam Williams filling in for Marcel Action Jackson. So what's going on is
you're acting just like Action Jackson, just so you know.
What, that Canada shouldn't mess with us?
Yes, you're acting just like him.
I'm telling y'all, don't mess with us now. Americans on food stamps could be banned from buying quote unquote bad food or sugary drinks, Trump USDA chief says. On February 14th, U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins announced a proposal to restrict Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, recipients from purchasing sugary drinks and certain unhealthy foods. This initiative aims to promote healthier dietary habits among low-income Americans and reduce healthcare costs associated with diet-related issues. Like I was telling you, I think this is a great initiative, but through what I'm reading, it seems kind of minimal to be just taking away sugary drinks and
like we were talking about off air.
Yeah.
That the rest of the world is already doing it. And really what it does is it makes the manufacturers up their game on nutrition, because if you want to sell it, you have to sell it so it's right. Okay. Now, in America, we are more preservation, because we want to preserve, we want to keep it, elongate the shelf life so that we can keep it for years and years and years, but nothing for years, even frozen, can be good for you.
But like I said, this is for low-income Americans, and when have those people that has ever been the best that the U.S. gives to low-income Americans?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I think that because we have so many people that live under the federal poverty level, that if they start there, I'm not a Trump supporter and most of the things that he's doing now are to me, American. Yeah. But this I can get on board with, and I think that
that's my boy RFK.
That is your boy RFK. But I think that is, we're kind of behind, because Europe is already doing it. Asia's already been doing it. And so it's time for the United States to catch up with a more healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely. So
for every American, not just low-income Americans. But I guess they started with it because they can mandate that.
True.
Yeah.
But the proposed policy would prohibit the use of SNAP benefits to buy items and added sugars and low nutritional value, such as sodas and specific junk foods.
And curly fries.
Curly fries, exactly. Agriculture Secretary Rollins emphasized that the responsibility to ensure taxpayer-funded programs support nutritious choices, stating, when a taxpayer is paying for someone's food, it's not too much to ask if the food will be healthy. And that's where I'm saying, it seems like they're not giving them options, just taking away one, and not giving them a healthier option. It's just taking away options.
Oh, well, let's see how it rolls out.
Yeah, so historical context and previous efforts, the concept of restricting SNAP benefits is not new. In 2015, Maine sought federal permission to ban the use of food stamps for purchasing junk food, aiming to encourage healthier eating habits amongst recipients. Similarly, in 2019, the Trump administration proposed tightening eligibility for SNAP benefits, which could have resulted in millions losing access to the program.
So here's my question. Who serves as vanguard over if you put on the grocery conveyor belt, cheese fries, whatever's considered unhealthy? Is the clerk supposed to say, oh, you can't purchase this? Or who's doing that?
That's kind of what my thing is who is going to be enforcing this? And it seems like a tough rule to enforce unless the government literally steps in and takes that off the shelves. It doesn't.
That's what they need to do. If you don't give an option, if everything on the shelves are healthier, then it's not directed so much, or it doesn't seem directed so much at low income.
And it shouldn't be. Exactly. It shouldn't be 19-year-old Becky saying, "Hey, you can't buy this."
No, that should not be her job.
Becky, no.
Because 19-year-old Becky don't care.
No, she don't care.
She'll be like, right. Well, I think that it would have to be, they would have to put it in the QR code, like each one of the unhealthy, or like you said, just take it off the shelves. Europe is doing it. We just need to follow suit.
Yeah. So,
and I'm not saying that everything Europe does is great, but this is great.
Yeah. So public health implications of this would be supporters of the proposal argue that limiting the purchase of sugary drinks and junk food with SNAP benefits could lead to improved public health outcomes. Studies have suggested that reducing the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages may decrease the prevalence of obesity and type 2 diabetes, potentially preventing thousands of deaths from stroke or heart attack over a decade.
Well, like I told you, when we were in Europe, I could not get a French vanilla iced coffee, and we were in France. So we could get a French vanilla iced coffee because it was too sugary. Yeah. I agree with that. I didn't really know until I was like, well, why? I'm a root cause person, and I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking coffee altogether, actually. Yeah. So yeah, I think when it rolls out, then we will see how it happens, because I think this is a trickle up effect.
And we'll see this, like it says, over the decade. It's not going to be an immediate response either. It's going to take some time for sure. Cutting
costs on health care, cutting down type 2 diabetes, and particularly in children. Yep. I'm all for it. You know what else I'm all for? I'm all for Tuesday and community chatter. Up next, y'all. Don't go nowhere. It's time to share. It's Inspiration 1390. Yeah, so Tony says Canada will put us in the dark.
I know what I'm talking about. Like, they will shut us down.
Bring the guests in. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So the grids, is this my understanding that grids are mainly in Canada?
That's what I'm gathering from.
Hi, how are you? Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. I don't have. Yeah. I don't have anything. Oh.
Didn't Michelle Obama try to propose that back when Obama was the president?
Yeah. It was just, you're right. It was kids' lunches.
I was too backlash.
Why? What was it?
I like my brownies and my Cheetos, man. I was like a junior back then, bro. Like, I just got a couple of dollars. I could buy the brownies.
I was mad about it too.
Now we got Diet Gatorade. Oh, what is this?
Well, Diet and Gatorade is a big no-no. So Tina says Wick does that. Only Wick does that. But what's those red hot Cheetos? Those are terrible. Flaming hot.
Those are the best.
Those are horrible for you.
Oh, for you. Yeah, they taste amazing.
Let me tell you something. What'd you say? They're sensational. You love hot Cheetos.
Canada generates about 9 to 10% of consumption. 9 to 10%.
9%. What? Did you say 10% ain't nothing? If you were earning 10% on your money, you think that would be nothing?
No, money's different.
I'm just saying.
You don't know how much my money is.
No, 10% is all that. Stop thinking like that.
I would say about the health food, I'm definitely a fan of it. I just don't like the idea of like certain people with specific tax brackets being able to decide what poor people do.
Yeah, that seems a little.
You want the freedom to be fat, right?
Huh?
The freedom to be fat. Can someone please help me here? Like literally, they want the freedom to be fat. What about your kids?
What about them? They gonna be all right.
They're not. But if you're eating it, you're gonna let your kids. If that's not an option,
we're also ignoring the personal factor of why people buy junk foods, because it's usually cheaper. So why not just change the price? Make health. It tastes better, sure, but it's also cheaper.
Tina said flaming hot's a booty burn.
This is very true.
Well, obviously y'all like your butts on burn. Don't pay any attention to it.
That's crazy. No, it's not, bro.
No, that's over the top.
That's really on the top.
That was doing the most.
If something happened to me, I want my parents.
But if you listen to what you said, he died. What did he die from? Bad health.
And a game plan to stop
Okay.
credit. Call 872.
But if you're in a car accident and you have good health, the chances of you surviving and coming through and sustaining your injuries is a lot greater.
Also, when you're drunk, though, too.
Well, when you
your body is loose.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and you don't go into shock.
The night before, you get thrown out the windshield, you're done. I don't care if you ate your broccoli.
Yeah.
Listen, let me.
If you fentanyl, you get shot.
That's true. That's true.
It's not going to get to the core.
That's a built-in.
Play that completely throughout. Play the whole song. How many minutes?
We got 2 minutes left.
Winning.
Is Wynona coming here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's downstairs trying to wait on the pastor.
Oh, okay.
Parking is a trip today. Yeah, it's been all over the place.
Winning. Well, and she's here. The queen has arrived. Oh, really? So you know what that is? President Musk messing with the app.
Oh, this is the pastor that hosted the inauguration.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Wynona, it's almost time for you, honey.
You got about a minute.
Oh, yeah, you got time.
Okay, this is my business pastor, too.
Okay.
Family pastor, business.
The Reverend Dr. Floyd James. That's you. And we don't have the other.
Pastor Whitfield.
LaJuan Whitfield.
Yes.
LaJuan Whitfield.
LaJuan Whitfield.
You want to give all the titles?
Dr. LaJuan Whitfield is okay.
LaJuan.
LaJuan.
Okay.
Yes, Pastor.
President.
Yes.
Nice to
He's
meet
the
you.
president
Nice to
of
meet
the New Baptist
Ministers Fellowship.
Members Fellowship.
Chicago.
Baptist.
Yeah. So Tammy is the one that has the daycares throughout, but on the west side, she got the daycare with the elevator in the building.
So crazy.
Next to the cleaners on
Next to
Madison.
MK Cleaners.
MK. Oh, okay.
She got that
Are you
daycare
west side?
center.
Yeah, I saw that. In fact, we used to have cleaners in that building.
We got 20
next around the corner, the yellow building.
Yeah. Now, oh, nice.
Hi there, it's Wynona Redmond. It's time to win because it's time for Community Chatter, brought to you by Win-Win Communications.
Wow.
You're rocking with the brunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair, and I'm proudly posted and sitting in the studio with the queen herself, Win-Win Communications CEO and President, Miss Wynona Redmond.
I'm just happy to be in the building with Miss Tamara Fair, and I was like, when she's in town, because she's global.
Now, no more plane crashes have grounded me.
Okay. Well, it's not just Black History Month. It's not just Heart Month. It's so important to know that we're AM 1390, and I'm so excited to have two huge pastors join us today. So to have the
Can I just ask you something, Wynona? How do you meet all these people? I mean, everybody loves you. You can assemble. I think you can solve this entire national crisis.
No, I'm blessed to have relationships, and I always define, being old enough to be a pioneer in PR. The PRSA Chicago, the Public Relations Society of Chicago, recognized that they called it Black Excellence. They said that they were recognizing 4 folks in PR, and they made me the senior person.
Oh my God. That's when you say, no thanks.
They had an entrepreneur, they had a young person, they had 4 people, and they made me the senior PR person. So I said, if you live long enough, keep living. But I'm excited, but I define PR as people and relationships, power and resources. And we know on AM 1390, on the Brunch Bunch, on Community Chatter, that pastors are the trusted voices. Pastors are our strength, our hope,
And when they're doing all of this administration, we got the scripture that says love trumps hate. But I'm so excited to have the Reverend Dr. Pastor Floyd D. James and Pastor Wynona Whitfield, because these two men don't just represent one church, they represent churches, they represent teaching across the country. So and Pastor Whitfield, Dr. Whitfield, didn't you have a class this morning? So we won't tell them that you came a little early from your class to AM 1390. And I just have to say, I don't know, I would cry if I started introducing Reverend Dr. Pastor Floyd D. James, because he's been our family pastor over 20 years ago when he was doing the funeral for my uncle. That's when everybody decided to go join his church. But he's been the family church. He did my twin brother. He did my mother, my grandmother. But he blessed my business. He brought some pastors from the 24th ward down to my office on Michigan Avenue. And during the pandemic, they said, your business grew when others closed their doors. That's because this is my business pastor, my family pastor, but he's the pastor's pastors because he teaches. And you have a big BEC Biblical Exposition Conference coming, but I'm gonna let them talk and let them introduce themselves. But Pastor James, you have a big conference coming, and it's going to be in Chicago, but you teach across the states. And then Dr. Pastor Whitfield, we want you to talk, because when they had the inauguration for Mayor Johnson, Congressman Davis brought it over to the West Side, to Pastor Whitfield's church, because he's assembled the West Side pastors, and you call it the New Baptist Ministers Fellowship. That's right. And they knew it wasn't going to just an inauguration downtown. They came and met the people, and you represent the people. You guys have assembled. I know you got Salem District and other districts, but welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for blessing us today. But what's going on, Reverend Pastor Dr. Floyd D. James?
Thank you. Wynona, she's your contribution to our community, certainly to the city of Chicago. As you've always been supportive of everything we've been doing. Right now, we've got the Biblical Exposition Conference coming up, and each year we've been putting that on. Pandemic stopped it. Last time we had it was 2019.
Oh, wow.
And we've been trying since then. Last year we tried to set it up. As soon as we did, the numbers for COVID went up again, and we pulled back out. So this year we've got it set up. It'll take place April the 7th through the 11th out at the Sheridan, Naperville, Lyle. We're looking forward to having a tremendous time, whereby we instruct. It was pastors and preachers. We've expanded it. We're trying to make sure we get Christian education, workers, directors, instructors, teachers, individuals that are involved with Christian education, to give them a biblical understanding of what the Bible says. For instance, reading the Bible is one thing, but how do you interpret it? That's where the problem comes. Too many times we have discussions and breakdowns because of interpretation. The Bible the original Bible was not written in English. No. It was written, Old Testament was written in Hebrew and Chaldean. The New Testament was written in Greek. And a lot of times when we read the Bible, we have problems with certain words because we understand the word in our current time.
And it doesn't mean that in there.
It does not mean
the script it was written in.
There's a passage I allude to many times when Jesus told Peter, he said, Peter, do you love me? And most times I ask, how many times did he say that? Jesus said 3 times, Peter, do you love me? And 3 times Peter responded, yes, Lord, I love you. Then the 3rd time he said, Lord, you know I love you. And he got upset then. And most times people look at the word love, because in our language, love means what? Love. But
it's warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, but do you love your wife the same way you love your dog? Do you love your husband the same way you love, dessert? We use that same word for everything. It's degrees, but in the original Bible, there were like 6 different words for love. And so when Jesus said, Peter, do you love me? Jesus used the word agapeo, which is the highest degree of love. I'll sacrifice for that. And Peter responded with a different word. Say, yes, I love you, but he used phileo. Well, we have a city on the East Coast called Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. He did not use the same word that Jesus was using.
You better break it down, Pastor.
This is a teacher. This is a teacher.
And so since he did not use the same word, Jesus asked him the second time, Peter, do you love me? But Jesus used agapeo, agape. And Peter responded, yes, I phileo you, brotherly love, not the same degree. I say this to many times. A guy would say to a gal, the gal would say, I love you. He said, yeah, I like you too. Not the same.
He ain't gonna be my Valentine.
So you gotta learn and teach like this.
Yeah.
Now who's open to come to this? And the fact that you haven't had it since 2019, I know it's gonna be on fire. And you're bringing it to Chicago because you've done it in all different cities, right?
Well, we've done this exclusively within the Chicago area. I'm affiliated with some that we do all over the country, but this is one we tried to do here in Chicago because we had a large gathering of people that felt it was necessary. They couldn't go all the way out to California. Right now we're going to Houston, Texas for that. They wanted to try and do it locally. And so that's what we tried to do here.
I love the way you break it down. I do.
So who's the target audience? And because we want to make sure we don't run out of time, who's the target audience? And
Christian educators.
And how
do they join? Pastors, teachers. All they have to do is go online to becchicago.com. All the information pertaining to the conference is there, and certainly would like to see them come out and receive the information we have to give. And I think that they'll make a difference when they stand before a congregation, stand before a class, or whatever they do to provide whatever instructions they're providing to individuals about religious education.
And the cost and all of that.
The cost right now, we have a special early bird special going up until February 28th for $225. We have a number of pastors that will be involved with that and that will be teaching, preaching, and instructing classes from that Monday night all the way to Thursday afternoon.
Well, we just got a lesson right on that love, and that's perfect in a month. Dr. Whitfield.
Yes.
What was the class you were teaching today?
So I'm actually teaching from a community-based perspective, employment and training.
Okay.
And so I'm working with an organization on the West Side in Austin, where we're taking individuals and teaching them how to get back into the workforce, whether that is through interviewing or resume building or soft skills, whatever it is, we're working with them to build up those skills.
And you're helping assemble. I know you guys are helping to assemble pastors. So you've got a new group, because I know we've had different groups throughout different parts of the city. I know you have Salem District, but what's the organization? What's the New Baptist?
Yes.
Assembly.
District.
Fellowship.
So our organization is not really new. We have new in our name, but we're a branch off from over a 40-year-old organization.
Okay.
And so we now have what's called the New Baptist Ministers Fellowship. And really, we gather to bring pastors and preachers in a safe space that we can glean, grow, and we can learn from each other. And so we meet on Saturdays at 4 p.m. at my church, New Life Holiness Church, over in Austin, the west side of Chicago. And let me just shout out my church, Life Nation. Let me give a shout out to Life Nation. But we meet as a collaborative of pastors every Saturday. And we're really working to create a safe space for pastors, right? And so we go over sermon preparation, preaching techniques. Those are things we encourage everyone to come to the BEC for. But we also try to establish in the fellowship a group of pastors so we can come and we can just be ourselves, that we can talk, we can breathe.
A support group for pastors.
It's somewhat of a support
and you
group
wouldn't
for
think
pastors.
Pastors would need a support group, but if you're listening to everything that your congregation is dumping on you, you got to dump it somewhere too.
Absolutely. And so it's the mindset that everyone talks to the pastor. Who does the pastor talk to? Everyone goes to the pastor. Who does the pastor go to? Everyone dumps on the pastor. Who does the pastor get to dump on? And so this year specifically, we are incorporating a piece about wellness for the clergy to focus on our mental wellness, our mental stability, because we believe that in order to have healthy churches, you need healthy leaders.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to make sure that our pastors continue to be healthy, not just behind the pulpit, but in our everyday lives, in our health, in our mental stability, in our emotions.
That's wonderful. And health is so, health is wealth. We just opened the Wellness Center, and it's all the mental health. I know we're going to have you all come have a meeting at Collaborative Bridges, 4223 West Lake Street, just opened with partners. And so that mental health, that physical health, the holistic health. But so you've got what kind of events coming up, and how do people get involved? And what's the call to action for the city? We know we have this. We know that you also do the community and pray over the kids and do a big back to school. What do we have in store for the 2025 calendar?
So the beauty of what we do at the fellowship is we let everyone come in who is kingdom minded. I know we have Baptist in our title, and we are born and bred Baptist preachers. Mm-hmm. However, we have grown to be kingdom minded, and we want leaders who are concerned about helping to build the kingdom of God from a wholeness perspective, right? We know what we do from behind the pulpit, but then there's an element of our life where we have families and we have children. We also like to vacation. We also like to go to the park. We have family reunions and things like that. And oftentimes the pews don't understand that. And so we try to do things that's going to help to develop the pastor, the preacher, the clergy, the minister from a wholeness perspective. We're concerned about life outside the pulpit.
I think this is such important work, especially now because people are really fearful in our political climate. But you know what you guys are really reminding people of? That God is still in control.
Absolutely.
Ain't he in control?
Absolutely.
All right, now let's do it, y'all. It's Inspiration 1390.
And
so we're going to have 1 minute of this and back to you. Okay. That's good. So yeah, you guys are doing some amazing things.
We're trying.
Yeah, you're succeeding. You're succeeding. So, do you all mind breaking it down as to what a Christian is from your perspective and what Christianity is from this new political era perspective?
Now we can't give you all because you got to come to the BDC.
Well, say that. Say that.
That's a good one.
Because that will really start to quell some of these fears that people have. You can't plan when you're in fear. Right. And we need to be in the strategy mode.
Absolutely.
And with this current administration, it's creating a whole level of fear.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are back, y'all. It's Inspiration 1390. It's your girl, Tamara Fair, and I'm sitting here with Wynona Redmond and two powerful pastors. When we were offline, and I asked the two of you, did you mind breaking down the difference between Christianity from your perspective and Christianity from this current administration's perspective?
Yes, that's a great question.
Great question.
Christianity, from our perspective, is a believer in Christ who exemplifies, demonstrates, and personifies Christ, which is love. Right now, in the current atmosphere we have coming out of Washington, D.C., we don't see that. We hear he's backed by many of the Christian, but it's white Christian America, and individuals that are evangelicals that believe in some things that we don't understand what it has to do with love. Who was that wrote the song? What does love have to do with it?
Tina Turner.
Everything.
Everything, because God is love.
Yeah, and so therefore, whatever we do, it ought to be with having an impact, a positive impact on humanity, upon mankind. In the administration right now, we see fear and everything else coming out of that administration. I was just listening. They're demanding people give the resignations or pull out 75,000 some odd people. And one young lady, I'm just hearing her, she was placed out of service for a forest preserve. And she said she read it, looked at it, and then cried because she lost her job after that many years. So,
now, thank you so much for that. Now, Pastor LaJuan Whitfield,
Yes.
you have even some more light to shine on that, and then even more at the event, right?
Absolutely. So the one thing that we understand about Christianity and being a Christian, it begins with the heart. It's not about politics. It's not about gender. It's not about race. It begins with heart for God. However, as much time as we have today, we would love to get that all the way, but we encourage you to come to the BEC. Come to the BEC conference, and we'll share more information on it.
I'm glad you said that because we don't got much more time.
Yeah.
And so we're saying becchicago.com.
Yes,
and we'll share the information. But in this day, when everybody is saying, where are we going? But we just say, the hope and that love and all of that. What word are you leaving us with for the current state of society?
Personally, I believe it's get back to God. Everyone get back to God. We can say a lot of stuff about why things are happening in our country and why things are like they are in the White House, but I believe ultimately it's to get us back to God.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I believe that we just got to exemplify, demonstrate the love for one another, the concern we have for one another, and as we do that, that will be showing in not what we say, but by what we do.
Well, thank you all three of you so much, because
Thank you.
you have shed a light that we definitely needed. And we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love. Land on love. I love y'all.
We love you. But which kind of love are you? Which
Wait,
love?
not the Philadelphia love. Believers, we love you. Baby Eminem, we love you.
We had a lesson today.
Up
Thank
next
you.
is AC Green, and right after that, we do it all night long right here on Inspiration 1390. Y'all stay optimistic.
Good show.
That's great. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. A part of what we're trying to do here is to make sure that everything that's going on around you does not get into you. You can be in the world, but not of the world. All you have to do is keep God first. I promise you, He will keep you first. That's His promise. His word will not come back void. Y'all, we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Yep, short week, right? Great for us. See ya. I got it. Thank you guys for an amazing show.